What up, though? What up, though? What up? What up? What up, though? You know, you gotta have a little music. Come on, producer, bring that back up. Mm, mm, mm. Those who don't do teach, I don't sing. So, what's up, everybody? What's up behind the scenes? How y'all doing back there?
We're doing good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing well. I'm super excited. Welcome everybody to another episode of All Things Behind the Scenes with your girl Nina Payne. Remember, this is a show about events. We talk about all things events. We talk about what happens before, during, after. We're interviewing amazing professionals who have been doing the work behind the scenes and managing all the details to make sure that the event comes off perfectly. And then we also talk about the dynamics around navigating the business of doing events. And so the ups and the downs and the sideways and the things. But today we're doing an after show. And what is an after show? An after show is, if you go back and look at some of our amazing interviews, we actually get a chance to talk with them or talk about them to some team members. And so I have some team members in the audience and on the mic, and then we're going to have a conversation in regards to some of our amazing interviewees. And so today we are talking about the interview that I had an opportunity to have with the event manager, marketing specialist for Disney, Dana Harvey. And so Dana's been my friend for a really long time. So if you missed the episode, please go back and check it out. It is amazing. The gems that she drops will empower you. So let me introduce a couple members of our team, foundation management team. We have Daylonna.
Hello, hello.
And we have Kamyla, better known as Cam I Am.
All right, all right.
Cam I Am and Day.
Yep.
I call her Day, D, Lana, Daylonna. You know, everybody gets a
All the
nickname on
nicknames.
the
All the
foundation
things.
management team.
Yes.
So, Daylonna, do a quick introduction of how long you've been with foundation management and what you do.
I have been with, first of all, back it up one more time. My name is Daylonna. Yes, thank you all. Thank you for the great introduction. I've been with foundation management for quite some time. It's been like almost a decade, I feel like, but I have been engaged more particularly within the last year. I really made it point to do that because I wanted to improve my leadership and my abilities, and who better to start working with than Nina Payne, right?
Aww.
No better. Thank
you.
But I'm currently doing some engagement specialist work, so that kind of involves the sales side of things, and still just taking on the event lead role and being a specialist in that way as well.
And we appreciate you,
Yeah.
and I'm so glad you're part of the team. You are like our director of first impressions extraordinaire. Like, people
100%.
can learn everything from you when it comes to how to greet our guests and our clients. And so big part of our team. So thank you for being a part.
Thank you. Yes.
Next up, if you've listened to our interviews before, you know her. Her name is Kamyla. I call her Cam I Am. And Cam, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yo. I'm Cam. I've been with foundation management since 2018, and I am currently the event manager over at Mary Grove Conservancy. So that is my role.
Give her some applause.
Over at foundation management.
Cam I Am.
Yep.
So what we had an opportunity to talk in our last interview, and one of the things that you said that I just want to repeat because I think is great is, don't mistake my silence for weakness. It's a kind of thing. She boxes with a velvet glove, so don't come at Cam wrong. Just don't do it. Don't think because she's soft spoken that she won't give you the hammer.
No, because I will smile at you and still give you the hammer. Alex knows. We're in the office every day, and they laugh at me all the time. They're just like, Cam, you're not as nice as people think you are. I'm like, I know. I know. It's true.
But the ultimate professional. Thank you for being a part of our team. So today we're talking about Dana Harvey and all of the things. She works at Walt Disney, which is like, what? And so let me preface with, we have been business partners for quite some time, Dana and I. She's a marketer and I'm an event professional, and we've collaborated on some major experiences with some major clients, GM. And so we have come together as partners, and we've been able to be successful in that space. And so I'm really curious to know how you guys felt the interview went and then what kind of gems you can drop with our audience. Miss Daylonna, what do you think?
I was very impressed because this young lady, she's doing a lot. The whole full-time work experience, then traveling and starting to work with Walt Disney. My favorite part of the episode was when you said, so what do you call him? Do you call him Mickey? Do you call him Mr. Mouse? Where do we go from here? How does that work? Does he have an assistant? Like, and I loved how she was very professional, like you said, and she tried to give you the answers without giving you the answers. Because some things got to be under wraps, I believe, for the Walt Disney side of things.
Mm-hmm.
But the gems that she dropped were so good. I mean, the B's, the 3 B's for me was what I took away from it. And then also the questions that you ask yourself when regarding business. So beginning with the B's, that was building your brand, being yourself, and just balancing your work, leveraging your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, and when to be able to give your job duties to others and partner and find ways to make it work for the whole team. You know, getting that system developed. And then that leads into the questions, which was, what is your return on investment when you are doing these different things in your business? And how is it actually impacting the client that you said that you wanted to work with? And you know what I mean? And how does that client feel about you after you've done that work with them?
Feedback.
Yes. So I really felt like she gave an overall understanding of how to operate a business in such a small amount of time. It was so golden.
Yeah. So the 3 B's, you know, Dana is so dynamic and she likes doing things in threes. Yeah. You know, she's like a preacher in that regard. Like, you know, they give the 3 B's, the 3 P's, the 3. And so can you say those 3 B's again, just for the people in the back?
Yes. That was building your brand. That was being yourself. And that was finding balance in what you do, even if it's going to be full-time work during the day, and then maybe finding your hustle at night while you're building on yourself, building your brand and becoming that person that when you leave that room, you know exactly how they feel about you because you were intentional with what you did.
Those are gems. Boy,
that was gems. For me, I took that away.
Write that down.
Those are an amazing interview.
Cam, what about you?
Oh my God. First of all,
what did you learn?
First of all, let me just say that you and Dana were like the dynamic duo in my eyes. Like, I think when I first came on and did Mac and Third back in like 2012, I was still in college and I just came and did it. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, I remember you and Dana and Toya. And I'm just like, oh, these women are doing the thing. So yeah, forced to be reckoned with, you two together for sure. And I just love Dana's confidence. Let me say that. So Dana, if you're listening, your confidence is just like unmatched. Like, you can tell that you know what you're doing. And I love that. But the gems. Yeah, she said so much good stuff in that interview. And I'm going to read my notes because being clear on the scope of work. Oh my goodness. I was like, yes. I think that's so important when working with like clients. And
why is that important?
Why? Because I mean, people will just keep going.
They will try you?
They will try you, and they will, you know, keep taking you to places that's like way beyond what you signed up for, what you agreed on, what, you know, the contract was signed for. And it's like just being clear on, hey, this is my role in this, you know, overarching vision and projects. And yeah, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do that well. But this is the scope. Like, this is the boundary. So
right. And knowing if they go beyond the scope, there's additional prices to pay.
Absolutely, there is.
What else you got?
Yeah. So the other thing, go ahead.
Oh, I apologize. I was just going to piggyback off what you were saying, too, with the scope of practice and how I believe that it might have been you that had the commentary that said that even if it goes beyond my scope of practice, sometimes that's when the recommendation can be made. And knowing that this is not my field of work and that this by itself is an entire duty to be said about, you know what I'm saying? So put some respect on everybody's job title. Right. You feel me?
And I may have somebody. I can put somebody else on. Like, oh, you need that? You know what? I have a person. And so now I get to, you know, bring in somebody else.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Which I enjoy. You guys know I'd like to collaborate.
Yes.
We've got some amazing vendors that I partner with. You know, I don't generally do social events, and I'm okay saying that out loud on the microphone because I don't. And I don't really do weddings. And so, but I have amazing partners that do. So if you call me and you're like, Nina, I'm getting married, and that's awesome.
Beautiful.
Congratulations.
Amazing.
I got the perfect person for you. What do you mean? You're not gonna no, no, we don't really do weddings. But if you need a staff to help maybe run registration at the wedding, maybe. But I don't really get into emotionally generated or emotionally directed events.
I get it now.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so
I love the honesty. Okay, we have to be honest about what the business is that we are doing with people.
Don't we?
And the staying in your lane is important. When we talk about the metaphor of the body of Christ, we talk about the head and the feet and the arms and the legs, and every piece of body has a function. The head can't operate without the neck. And the ears can't be here without the head. And so if you stay in your lane and operate in the space that you're supposed to operate, then we can move forward a whole lot quicker and better and more efficiently, and everybody can win. So if I know that my gift and my niche is corporate events or large festivals and concerts and that sort of thing, and then somebody comes and say, hey, I want you to do this multi-day wedding situation where the mama-in-law is crying and she wants to make decisions, but the bride is married to the uncle's father and the niece needs to be in the flower girl, all that type of stuff. I know a bunch of wedding planners. I know my lane. And I think as far as the scope of work is concerned and what you said, Cam, that's why that's so important. Like knowing what that is completely and knowing when it starts to go outside of that. Like that's not my lane. Like we're going to stay within this lane, but if we go outside, then I know exactly the person that I need to talk to.
Absolutely. And sometimes you don't know until you try it. Like I thought I liked social events. I thought I liked weddings.
You do like social events. Don't let me deter you from
No, it's not that. It's
you
not that.
Like social events.
I like attending them. I like helping in some capacities, but I figured out that I don't like them as much as I thought I did. And I had to turn down a couple things this year. I was like, no. No, I could I do it? Absolutely. Could I muster it up and do the things? Absolutely. But no, doesn't bring me joy at all.
Oh, I love that because it's important to chase things that bring you joy.
It is. So yeah, I had to say no, and that's okay too. But
I think that goes back to finding that balance that she was talking about in the interview. You know what I mean? And that doesn't always have to be in a business aspect. You have to find balance within yourself as a person too, and most importantly, first. Yeah. Because how are we to pour into a cup if ours is empty?
Preach.
You know what I mean?
Pass her the offering plate. Where's the offering bucket?
Can she get some? You gotta do your own sound effects.
Pick up an offering on that one.
That's hilarious. And so piggyback on what you said, Daylonna, about just balance, and I am somebody who talks about balance, and be careful about the word work-life balance because I think it means something different for everybody. So you can't tell somebody what their work-life balance needs to be. So be careful in receiving information from a bunch of people who tell you have to have this work-life balance. It's the whole thing. I'll do a whole segment on that. But it's important because Daylonna has been doing a lot of work on herself. I think everybody on the team has been doing work on themselves, and it's so super important to show up whole.
Yes.
Even when you're broken, are you doing the work in order to improve those patches and those holes and those scars? You know what I mean? So that you can show up authentically yourself.
Yes.
You'll hear me talk about, I just love for people to find themselves and be able to show up unapologetically. So I'm going to wear my bald head and my gap in my teeth and all of the things proudly because that's exactly who I am. I don't know how to be nobody else. And so Daylonna, comment on just what that work looks like and how you've been able to kind of move from one place to another by doing some of the work.
Doing the work for me has looked like changing my fixed mindset to a growth mindset and understanding that the attitude that I carry with me daily will influence the behavior that I also have daily. And so if I'm thinking in a negative space, well, then I'm probably not going to get much out of that day. But if I'm putting my mind in a more positive space and being influenced by the things that are actually going to change my life, then I'll be able to see the rewards of that. And I'll be able to do that a lot more effectively, like I said, if we keep that balance between my work and my personal and all of the other things I do. I know that business can be taxing. That's what I had gained also from the podcast, but there was a lot of rewards from that. And she spoke about having that 80-20, doing that. People see so much of the flaunting. They see so much of the material side of it. And then to be able to sit down and have this sort of podcast be presented, and then you know that there was a lot of hard work that goes into it, and that you guys, I believe, said it was thankless. It was a thankless effort, because when the clients sit down or the people are participating in the audience, they don't always realize that it was a person who put this together, or there was a team who did this so that we could be here present and actually enjoy it. So for me, doing the work looks like showing up and being who you want to be and seeing the things that you want to see happen, and just keeping your head on about it and gaining that support that you need. Never be afraid to ask for help, like we talked about, and getting that partner if you need that partner, or finding a way,
I love that. I love that. Finding your partner, finding a way, making sure you show up whole. And so Cam, Dana, talked about, she moved from Detroit all the way to LA to pursue her dream. And so just in fun, like, where would you, like, if the job was in Australia and it was your dream, would you pick up and leave?
I hope it's not Australia. They have weird spiders and things. But yeah.
How far would you go? Like, is that important?
Anywhere. I am so not tied to, I love Detroit. It's home. I'm not tied here at all. Like, I'll go anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yep. Not a second thought.
Oh, no.
It's nothing to me.
What about you, Daylonna?
I think, again, it determines my attitude about it. Like you said, with Dana, she had that zeal to be able to do that. And there's a lot of people who are taking those big leaps, and they do not have the faith behind themselves and in themselves to be able to do that. So they end up being in the car sleeping, or they end up being in this position that is just unfortunate. Yeah, or feeling stuck or anything like that. So if I knew that it was something that I was passionate about, if I knew that it was something that I wanted, and I was really working on manifesting that in myself to see it outside of myself, then of course I'm going to go for it. You know what I mean? But if it's not in me, it's not going to be on me either.
You see? Another one. Pass the plate. Where's the offering plate?
In me, it ain't going to be on me. I love it. I love it. So in saying that, I think it's super important, because I know several people, probably hundreds of people who have made that move, who say, I'm moving to. And what tends to happen is that if you messed up here and you don't know who you are here, guess what's going to happen when you go to such and such and so and so?
Same thing.
You're just taking yourself with you. So you haven't done the work.
That's the common denominator. You're still there.
You're still there.
Yeah.
Dude, so you got to do the work and prepare. And I know people, get tired of me talking about planning, but we fail for lack of planning. So if you don't have a passion about it, and if you haven't researched it, and you don't have a plan, and you don't have a way to make money, I know you want to go out to LA to become an actress. I love that. I love that for you. But what are you going to do in the meantime, in between time, until you actually become an actress? 99% of the people move there want to become famous, and you'll be in that 99%. So what are you going to do differently? And have a backup plan. I think, taking those chances is awesome. Like, move and just go, do your thing, but always make sure that you have a plan.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? And you might want to have a backup plan. And I know
A through
people
Z.
are like, I don't have a backup plan. Plan A is my thing. And I love that for people. But for me and how I'm structured,
I need at least A through D. We need a few.
I need to make sure that this plan, as I'm working this plan, that I have this other one that's supporting the thing. It just makes sense for me. And that's like I can assure that next step is going to actually work for me.
Yes.
We're all different, but that would be my advice to you. So I want to go ahead and close by saying thank you so much, Cam I am, for being a part of this conversation, and Daylonna, for also being a part of this conversation. I really appreciate you guys' input. And if you haven't caught our interview with Dana Harvey, please do. I want her to tell me more about the mouse, but she gives a little bit of information about how he gets handled, his VIP management. He has a whole schedule. It's a whole thing. So to find out more about what she says about the mouse, please tune in to All Things Behind the Scenes. And so yeah, thank you again for joining us for this episode of All Things Behind the Scenes with your girl, Nina Payne. So if you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to follow, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified on each new episode. You can also follow us on All Things BTS Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. We welcome all comments and suggestions. So let us know what you think, how we're doing, and we'd love to hear from you. So next time, remember that the only thing that the only thing that you can guarantee about an event and life in itself is that it will change. So you got to change with it. Be blessed.
Great. gratitude.
Peace, peace, peace.
Hey, hey, hey.
Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace.